Those are the kind of issues I work on, though, every day. I work in the middle. I go after fraud. $300 to $500 billion problem. I've sat across the table from over a dozen attorneys generals, including ours here in Georgia, Thurbert Baker, and showed Attorney General Baker how the state of Georgia could save millions of dollars. You know what he did about it? Nothing. But we're going to say sayonara to him in January, right? He's gone.
Yeah.
We're going to get another one. Hopefully we'll get a good Republican, conservative, constitutionalist attorney general. But we'll go after fraud. We need to fix our tort issues. We got a third of the lawsuits are frivolous in this country. We need more arbitration to keep cases out of court. And I believe that you ought to have a gatekeeper system. If you decide you're going to take a doctor or a hospital to court, you go before three retired judges, and they say, okay, you got a good case, you can proceed. Or they tell you, your case doesn't look very good, we think it's frivolous, we think you should not proceed. But you can, but if you do and you lose, you pay. That's fair, right?
Yeah.
We've had it reviewed, and you know what? We can start bringing not only our medical malpractice premiums down, probably 15 to 20%, but we'll take a bite out of healthcare costs. So now all my opponents, all 8 of them, and me included, all agree that the #1 issue in insurance facing the state of Georgia is Obamacare. And you know what? There's a lot. Insurance commissioner covers a lot of things, as you know, and I'm not going to talk about all those today. I'm happy to give you a business card. You can call me. We'll talk about fire insurance. We'll talk about automobile, life insurance, whatever you want. 1,600 insurance companies in the state of Georgia. Fire safety commissioner is also part of those duties. We can talk about all those things. But if we don't stop the government, Washington, D.C., from taking over our healthcare system, they are going to take everything else. In fact, in this financial regulation bill, there is an amendment in that bill that creates an Office of Insurance under the Treasury Department. It's called a czar. Have we got enough czars already? I mean, this is not Russia, is it? We got, what, 21, 22 czars now? I don't know. Who knows? Well, we're going to have another one. And it's going to be a czar over your life insurance, and a czar over your automobile insurance, and a czar over your property and casualty insurance, and workers' compensation. So we've got to stop it with health care. And it's going to be, look, we're in for this is not a 2-year struggle. I want you to understand that. It's a 10-year battle, minimum. We didn't get into this mess overnight, did we? And we're not going to get out of it overnight. But all of my opponents agree that that is the #1 issue. And so I look at them and I say, hey, if that's the #1 issue, then maybe it would help if we elected somebody who actually understands health care insurance. And that's what distinguishes my candidacy. #1, there's only 2 of the 9 candidates who have ever supervised more than 25 people. This agency is an $18 billion budget. It has 300 employees, manages 1,600 insurance companies. If you were hiring somebody to run a company, and it was, just say it was an $18 million company, would you hire somebody that had never run a lemonade stand? We have done that in government far too long, folks. And I'm guilty of it too. And no offense to my lawyer friends, I got a lot of them, but we got too many lawyers down in Atlanta that are running and they're writing bills and contracts that nobody can read. That's why we have 30-page Medicare contracts that nobody can read. We have lawyered it to death. And it is time to send some responsible, results-oriented leaders from the private industry who actually know something about the department that they're leading. And so that's what I bring to this table. Now, let's talk a few minutes as we shift gears here to some solutions. I tell folks all over the state, we can't just meet every month and complain about everything. Remember Ronald Reagan? Leadership, ideas. Remember Newt Gingrich, 1994? Leadership, ideas. If we're going to turn this thing around, we've got to bring strong leadership. We can't just get together and complain. We've got to solve problems. So how do we do that? While we're fighting Obamacare, we're going to fight it in the courthouse. That's a 2 to 8 year process. We're going to fight it by taking Congress back. Yes, sir. Did I get a hooah? We'll take Congress back. That's right. Hoorah. We got to take Congress back. Here's probably our best way to fight it is through appropriations. If we can take Congress back, we just won't fund it. There's no money for it. We're supposed to put a high-risk pool in place already in the next 90 days. There's no money to fund it. So we've got to fight it through appropriations. and then we fight it through rules making. You know the IRS code, you know, it's 66,000 pages, right? That's exciting. Has anybody read it? You know how long this code is going to be when it's written? 200,000 pages.
Oh my God.
That's simplification, isn't it? That's what we need. You talk about simplifying healthcare, 200,000+ pages long. You think we got too many lawyers now? This is a litigation full employment act. Yeah, I tell you who it's not a full employment act for? Businesses. All of a sudden, part-time labor, if you have to start, you know, part-time labor, I have a part-time assistant. And it helps me to smooth out the fluctuations seasonally, to take care of workload issues, project issues. All of a sudden, we're going to ask small businesses all over this country to start covering part-time labor for benefits, an extra 20 to 30% of cost on top of what we're paying. What do you think is going to happen to part-time labor? People are going to stop hiring part-time workers. We're already beginning to see it. You know who else is going to get punished first? Our kids. 18 to 30 years old. You know what's happening right now as we speak? In the next 90 days, insurance rates for 18 to 30-year-old kids are going up 20 to 25%. Remember that thing that Obama used to talk about? President Obama? Try to be respectful.
It's hard sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
We understand.
Redistribution of wealth. Guess who's getting redistributed to first? The kids who overwhelmingly voted for him. I wonder if he's going to send them a Facebook message about that. Hey, congratulations, hope and change. Add another 20% to your raise. Rates are already going up 25% for all of us in Georgia. That's the average rate increase this year. And then add another 20 to 25% on top of it for our young folks. You know, businesses at the end of this quarter are going to have to take a $16 billion write-down on their taxes because of an unintended consequence because of Obamacare, because he pulled the tax subsidy out of Medicare Part D. And they didn't even think, you know, they're going, oh, well, we didn't think it would be $16 billion. Just wait till the end of the quarter. It's not going to be a great day on the market that day, I don't think. We had a little bit of a scare the other day, didn't we? All right, so solutions. While we're fighting it, we got to fix it. How do we fix it? We fix it through competition, number one. We need to allow you and your businesses to buy your insurance across state lines if it's more affordable. And I know for a fact that you can buy your insurance in Alabama less than you can here in Georgia. They have lower taxes and they have fewer mandates where they require the insurance companies to cover things. Alabama has 21 mandates. Georgia has 45. Alabama has about a 2% tax on their health care. Georgia has almost a 5% tax. Did you know that? A 5% tax, almost 4.75%, added to the cost of every health care policy. You know why you don't know it? Because it's hidden. It's embedded in the policy. Those two factors, plus a few other things, make us a higher cost insurance state.